Okay, so if your mini split has flooded, the water level here was about this high. So this whole unit was completely underwater. I powered it on one time, it ran, shut off, wouldn't run again. And then when I installed this unit, by the way, but when I powered it on again, there was like a popping noise from this area. So with the tech on the phone from Pioneer, we diagnosed the control board to be faulty, and in there you will see those black capacitors in there, those right there with the P0118. So one of those was like fried. You can actually see that it was burned. This is a new control board that they want me to put back in. All we did was we basically like ohmed out the compressor with a multimeter, just basic tests, and that all tested fine. This unfortunately did not test fine, especially after we saw the burn marks. I'll show you is when I just disassemble this, but it's super easy to take apart. Just a bunch of bolts, one there, there. This top cover comes off. And you'll see in a second here, I'm going to take this apart. But basically, as you can see, there's all these connectors that you have to disconnect. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And then we're going to have to unbolt this. I already disconnected the plus and minus, positive, negative cable, but we're going to have to unbolt it there because as you can see, it's attached to these points right here. The nice thing is you don't have to solder anything because they all come already pre-wired. So it's basically all essentially plug and play is what they told me. So we'll see how much of that is true. And yeah, it looks like there's just one screw right here, one Phillips. As you can see, this whole thing like opens up like this. I'm just gonna show you real quick. So this is your compressor with a little blanket over it. That's the compressor right there. So we actually ohmed out. This is the connector for the compressor, and then the compressor connector is right here. So this is where we ohmed out the wires to make sure that there was no like open circuit or anything like that into it. Then he had me test the power cable to make sure we were getting 122 volts, which we were. So the electric is all good. By the way, you're gonna wanna disconnect the safety fuse before touching anything. On this, as you could see, here is the actual board. Now where it was sparking, there's an actual like spark, was from right here, right there. And basically what's underneath there is, you'll see, so there's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he had me unbolt that and take a look. And right there, do you see how it's burned? So this was burned, and then, I don't know if you guys can see, but this first one is like clearly, like look at the top of the board. Do you see that burn mark? And it was basically like sparking. So these are called capacitors, and it was sparking pretty bad. So yeah, I'm just gonna get to work here. Pretty, I guess, self-explanatory how this is done. If there's anything I find of value, I'll definitely tell you guys, but just gonna get a couple Phillips screwdrivers and get this panel swapped out. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a clearer idea of how these are connected. So obviously, red, white, and blue goes to your compressor. Then you got, look at by the way, the damage on here. You see how, I don't know if it was this that exploded. It looks like it was this that actually exploded. or this, but it looks like this, and it came like through here. Anyway, I don't know if it's some sort of like chip. If you guys can maybe let me know in the comments what this is. So then you got these two wires that will go to your main capacitor, which is right there. And then obviously you got your ground wire that goes right here. Actually it goes together with this ground wire. This ground wire right here, you have to transfer over from the old box to the new box. And then you got 3 wires here. You got your brown, blue, and black right here that connect right here. Brown, blue, and black. So basically this is the housing, and as you could see on the bottom here, the capacitor plate and everything is connected with 2 Phillips. And then what I did was I removed 2 Phillips from there to make sure so that this is like free. So then what I will do is I'll bend this around like this and remove that, and then you got to transfer over this whole plate as well as this ground wire right here. You have to transfer the ground wire too, and then you're also going to have to remove those 2 Phillips right there to put this distribution box thing over to the new housing. All right, so at this point, old unit is removed. Here's the new one ready for install. First, you're gonna obviously remove this bottom plate with the capacitor. Also, I'm gonna clean those contacts off and put some dielectric grease on there. You're actually gonna wanna put dielectric grease on every single contact, in my opinion. Then this guy right here, it's almost like a panel that slides in with 2 screws. It slides in right on the bottom right here. You see how there's like little slots for it? And basically what you're gonna wanna do is just like backtrack your steps. You know what I'm saying? So the last thing that I took off was this. So you're gonna start with this, then move on to that, right? So go in order. That's why it's important to take pictures so you know how everything is getting wired. All right, so a quick little rundown check here for everything that's, all the connectors for you. So compressor connector is connected. I did spray some CRC electrical silicone lubricant on all the connections. I reseated these connections for the capacitor. I don't believe it matters which one goes where. Then after that, the bolts for the capacitor on the bottom are connected. Your ground wire right there is connected. Both of them connect to the same point right here. Also, I sprayed some silicone dielectric on there. Your connectors, blue, red, white and red, little black one there, and then the bigger one that has like 2 wires. Everything, by the way, gets routed the way it was from the factory. So everything gets routed in these little channels. And then on this side, you got that one coming from the fan. It goes right here, routes this way, and then down this way. You got this long one here to the red. What else? I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I believe that's everything. On here, here's your new connector, brown, blue to N, brown to L. L is positive, so you're gonna connect the black wire to the positive and the white to the N. And here's your other black one. I don't know what this is. I believe this is maybe a ground, or actually I believe this is the one going to the power, to the indoor unit. Yeah, indoor units right there. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really not much to it. If I'm gonna go ahead and try to turn on the breaker and see what happens. If it still doesn't run, next course of action, I believe, would be to replace this cap. It's only about probably 20 bucks on Amazon. So that would be the next course of action. This is a sealed system, so even if this is submerged in water, it shouldn't cause any kind of issues that I'm aware of, at least. If I'm wrong, please tell me, but I don't believe there should be any kind of issues. That, whatever this is right here, may also be causing a problem because it was also underwater, but it may also be waterproof. So yeah, gonna give it a go and see what happens. Alrighty, so here's where we're at. I put in that new board and the unit actually powered up, and the indoor unit powered up also, but I was getting an EF error code, EF Edward Frank, and I looked it up, and on Pioneer that error code means that the fan motor is faulty. So all you do, or all I had to do, was get a new fan motor from Pioneer, and there was 4 Phillips screws like this. So all you do is you just remove those. Next thing you could do is remove this. It's a 13mm nut that holds the actual fan blades on the motor. So you just remove that, spray some WD-40 on there to loosen it up. As you could see, water clearly got inside of this guy, and it was trying to kick on. It almost would like go like this a little bit, so it would like try to kick on, but then it would stop. And it would try to like kick on, it would stop, right? So I'm not sure. I mean, clearly you could see it's like very corroded. And then the other thing I'm going to do is replace the capacitor, because here's the part number, when water submerges these things, it'll short out these connections, and it's a good idea to replace these capacitors when you have an issue with flooding. So basically all you do is you put the new fan on. There's 4 bolts, and then this long wire, this is the harness, I guess you could say. You fish the harness. You'll see behind here, the harness goes like this, over here. These little tabs you move out the way, and it goes in this channel, and then you connect it right there. And don't forget your little, it's like a safety clip pin thing, so make sure that this is on there as well. To remove the capacitor, here's the old one. By the way, the part number for the motor is right here for you. See if we can focus. And then this is the new capacitor here. It comes with the new wires. To remove it, I use just a little mini ratchet like this, 1/4 inch, and you just press on your thumb here while loosening the screw. Just loosen it. It'll allow you to put the new capacitor in as well. It just slides in there like that, and you'll hear it click in right there into place. There you go. These 2 wires go here, and then those 2 connect right there. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone lubricant on these before connecting them.